let's start
Spiritbox.
recording.
More Spiritbox.
More Spiritbox.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of Arsenic and Espresso, a podcast where we never drink coffee, but we always talk about metal music.
We don't never drink coffee. But yeah, tonight we're not drinking coffee.
We're not drinking coffee. We're drinking rum.
Ooh. Yum.
All right. So tonight we are going to react to more Spiritbox. We are reacting to their song Constance. We have been given a content warning for this video.
Yeah.
No one has given anything away, except they've said trigger warning for dementia and that everyone has cried a lot to it.
Yeah.
And if you are new to this channel, welcome. I cry all the time to videos here, so this should be interesting.
And I just delete the parts where I cry. And are you ready? Ready?
No. Yes. No. Yes.
Love that drum beat.
Dying sun burns in the night. I watch it glow, it's so hard for me. Speaking darkness out of spite, coercion and caving in. Wrap me in my bitterness. Give it up, complacent, just enough to escape it. Heretics wouldn't face me. Lose the trust and I want it. Palms are rough when you promise. Firelights when you're honest. It's hard to lose and wonder why you pressure and increment. Like a slow-moving.
So before we get too deep into the song, she looks like 3 different grandmas that I know. Neither one of my grandmas,
But like actual grandmothers, yeah.
like my friends and distant relatives or whatever.
Yeah.
So that's kind of crazy.
Makes it super personal, super fast.
Yeah, it does.
Memories distant. When I am holding if my sun won't set tonight, I look around, but it's so hard for me. Like a shadow passing by, crashing into ships and then fading with my innocence. Give it up, complacent, just enough to escape it. Heretics wouldn't face me. Lose the trust, I don't want it. Palms are up when you promise. Firelights when you're honest.
I like how they're rewinding, showing that like basically those memories never happened. Right?
It's hard to lose and wonder why I have been waiting my whole life for pressure and increment. Like a slow-moving memories disappear. When I am holding you.
that stripping away of everything. Mm. Do you have thoughts right now? Not yet.
I have thoughts on both like the concept and the video and the
Mhm.
music, or I guess all three together.
Also, the music was stunning.
Mhm.
The music was beautiful. Her voice in this is just gorgeous. We've gotten to hear Holy Roller, which is just
So heavy.
her super heavy vocals, which are incredible.
Yeah.
We just reacted to
Blessed be.
Blessed Be,
Yeah.
which you get this combination of her clean vocals and her
Mhm.
heavy vocals. And then this one being straight clean vocals, straight melody
Mhm.
is just beautiful.
Mhm.
Um,
The music was incredible.
the music was incredible. So dynamic. Even
Mhm.
if we didn't have this video, the music takes you through a really emotional journey. So I think it's safe to say, even if we didn't see what we saw here, I think it
Mhm.
would still pull this intense emotion.
Yeah.
Because the song just swells the same way, the exact same way I described Doom
Mhm.
by Bring Me the Horizon. It swells almost like the ocean does.
Yeah.
And it's just, it's an overwhelming sensation.
Yeah.
And so even without the video, I think it would be extremely heavy and intense.
For sure. Well,
Anyway.
that's what I liked about, so that end there, the guitars got super sludgy, right? The
Yes.
beat got super sludgy. And it kind of transformed into almost like a deathcore sound. What I hear, or like a lot of the reason why I like some of the bands like the Acacia Strain, right? Or who else, like Fit for an Autopsy, right? Because of their use of that technique and really being able to like slow it down,
Yes.
and sort of the effects that are put on with that as well. And so that was really cool to see, like,
Yes.
even though the song itself, or like her vocals rather, even though her vocals were super light and kind of angelic, right?
Yes, very ethereal.
Yeah, the music behind it was so heavy.
Yeah, really good.
Which makes sense for the content of the video.
Yeah.
Or the song really too.
Yeah. Now, speaking to the content of the video, I personally only ever knew one of my grandparents, and we didn't have a super stellar relationship. And so when she died, she did have dementia towards the end. I can honestly say, though, I wasn't super heavily affected by it because
Right.
I was never close with her beforehand. The last few times I saw her, she did remember me. She remembered our son.
Yeah.
But I also knew that she wasn't there anymore. Like, there were things that were firing for her, things that were triggering
But she wasn't
some
the same
things, but she
person
wasn't
at
the
all.
same
Yeah.
person. And I've always said that in the United States in particular, we have such a god-awful way of taking care of our elderly people.
Yeah.
Because if you sit and start thinking about what it would be like to have absolutely everything you know disappear, and to wake up one morning and everything around you seem foreign and seem scary,
Yeah.
and having people tell you and like hold your hand and hold your face and say, no, you're fine, everything's fine, but nothing is familiar.
Right.
That would be horrifying.
Having family members say like, "Oh no, I'm your son," or
Yes.
"I'm your husband," or whatever it is,
Yes.
being like,
And
"I
having absolutely
don't like
no
that is
memory
so
of that.
terrifying."
It would be so scary. It would be so scary. And yet all we do in the United States is we put them in homes with other people who can't remember things.
Right.
And then we demand nurses take care of 50 of them.
Because we put them out of sight, out of mind.
Yes. Because I mean, I think we saw it in the video at one point, the son figure stops going inside.
Mm-hmm.
And
because it is also tough on them, right? Like,
it is hard.
Their hours and out of their day, out of their week that are going towards someone that they love.
Yes.
Right.
Who can't
that
even remember that
essentially
they were there yesterday.
mean nothing.
Yeah.
Right.
Yes.
And so there's that dichotomy of like, okay, how much should I actually put in? Like, what makes sense, right?
Yes.
Because there comes a point in time where it's more wearing on yourself too.
Yes.
And so you do have to think about yourself. But I think part of it is the disease itself, right? The disease itself is like, there's no cure for it. There's no treating it.
Right.
And you only know it's coming when it's already there.
Yes.
Right? Like, there's no preventative care you can do.
It's always been interesting to me. The family I grew up in, we lived away from my extended family. And so, like I said, I never had a relationship with my grandparents. I only knew my mom's mom. But we spent a lot of time volunteering in nursing homes. That was a passion of my mother's. And she would take us every holiday season in particular. We would go sing carols and just sit with some of these people.
Yeah.
And, oh God, I'm going to get emotional now. Some of these people wouldn't have had visitors for years when we would come. And as a child, that shocked me because I just remember thinking at like 10 years old, you know, if I lived close to my grandma, I would see her all the time. Yeah. Like, how could you choose to not see these people? And some of them were lucid enough to be like, yeah, I have kids and I have grandkids and they don't come see me, you know, and they know that their families are choosing to not be there. And I think we have normalized that here in the United States. We have said that that's an okay way to treat our seniors when we don't understand what's happening to them, when we're afraid of what's happening to them. We've normalized it to just not see them instead of putting ourselves in that uncomfortable situation and pushing through it. Because the fact of the matter is, us as young people with healthy brains, the emotions are heavy, but we have what it takes to work through it. And our grandparents don't anymore. And so, like,
well, and I think that even brings up a good point too of like the care that needs to happen in those homes, right? I mean, having these strangers come in and brighten their day is a huge deal for them, right? Because it's something that like it just helps them out throughout the day.
Yes.
But there's no negative effect if they don't remember that person day. Right. Whereas with
it's
family
okay
members,
for the little caroling volunteers, to be forgotten.
Exactly. And so I wish there was more outreach. I wish there was more programs that really helped in that area that was like a lot more normalized. And
but
it wasn't
also
just
normalizing like in-home care for our elderly, because in many other countries in the world, the grandparents will live with their adult children until they die. And it is not only socially acceptable, but it is expected, because pretty much everywhere else in the world, elderly people are treated with dignity. And the fact of the matter is, they're not treated with dignity here. They are treated as something to be shunned. We have become so disgusted with aging that we don't want to see it at all. And we literally shut it away. We put these people away so that way we don't have to face our own mortality, our own reality of one day I will be the person crouched over, forgetting my spouse, forgetting my children. We don't want to face that. So we just, we close a door to it.
Yeah, we put it in the closet,
Whereas in the rest of the world, yes, it hurts, but they're there every day for their dying parent, for their great aunt or their sibling who is having to face this alone. Because as much as we are there for them, they are by themselves. And so like I said, the least we can do is get over ourselves learn to work through those kinds of emotions and take care of the people who spent so many years taking care of us.
Yeah, definitely. Do you want to go over the lyrics?
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay, so Constance by Spiritbox. Dying sun burns in the night. I watch it glow, and it's so hard for me. Speaking darkness out of spite, coercion, and then caving in, wrap me in my bitterness.
Yeah, no, so that, I mean, that goes to what we were saying, right? There's this person, and instead of loving them, you see, you just react in anger and in spite, saying like, yeah, yeah,
Give it up. I'm complacent, just enough to escape it. Heretics wouldn't faze me. Lucid trust. I don't want it. Palms are rough when you promise. Fire lies when you're honest. It's hard to lose and wonder why. You pressure in increments like a slow moving coup. Memories dissident when I am holding you. If my sun won't set tonight, I'll look around, but it's so hard for me, like a shadow passing by, crashing into shapes and then fading with my innocence.
Mm.
Give it up, I'm complacent, just enough to escape it. Heretics wouldn't faze me. Lucid trust, I don't want it. Palms are rough when you promise. Fire lies when you're honest. It's hard to lose and wonder why. I've been waiting my whole life. For pressure in increments, like a slow-moving coup, memories dissident when I'm holding you.
That's crazy. So that's so I feel like she's speaking on both parties there,
I think so
right?
too.
Both the people visiting Constance, speaking from both her point of view and the people visiting her, the
Yeah.
family member, and just kind of going back and forth. What do we trust, right? And all these memories are fading. Like, what is real? What is not real?
I kind of love reacting to really heavy things just
Mhm.
because it does like force you to like look inward and think. It does like it forces you to put yourself in that situation and like what you would do and how you would feel if it was your family or just you in that situation at all. And as heavy as it is, as hard as it is to think about, I think it's really good to have critical thinking moments like
Yeah,
this.
definitely.
It keeps things in perspective. I think it keeps you grateful for what you have.
Yeah.
And I think it does give people the opportunity to change certain behaviors or to create new behaviors. I encourage you that if you have a loved one in a nursing home, as soon as COVID allows us, go visit them. And if not, write letters.
Yeah.
Every
Say,
nursing home, if you go on their website, their address is there. You can
you
send
can write
Christmas letters, and you can literally just call and say how many people do you have staying at your facility, and you can send that number of letters, and they will get them to their residents. So
Yeah.
I highly encourage you, put in a little bit of effort for the senior citizens in your life or around your life right now.
Well, and that actually is a really good point. For those that are struggling with dementia, like having a letter, having something physical that they can see and they can look at every single day, helps a lot when you can't be there every day.
It does.
Um,
It does. It's a very special thing. Those little things that we might think are insignificant make a really big difference for people. So
it's the reinforced memory,
yeah.
right? It's
Yeah.
that your brain is forced to remember over and over again.
On that note, thank you for watching. Thank you for sitting through another crying video with us. If you are new here, we don't react to sad things 100% of the time, but sometimes we do. If you liked what you saw and you want to see more, hit that subscribe button. We upload kind of frequently. Things might be a little sporadic. I think I've said that like 4 times already tonight.
Yeah.
Whatever. Like this video and comment. Let us know what you think of this video. Is it too much to watch for you? Is it something that you're going to revisit to kind of remind yourself of things? Like what do you take away from this? Because there's a lot to be unpacked here.
Yeah.
And I guess that's it. We'll see you guys next time.